Hello everyone, welcome to Fresh Learning Academy. In this video, I'll keep it straight to the point that today in this video we will be discussing about the questions which are most probably asked in any sales interview. But today in this video we will be focusing on what questions were asked at the time of Jaro education interview. So I have compiled most of the questions and these questions were asked to the students who applied for Jaro education interview. So being a trainer, I have compiled all these questions along with few of the answers for your benefit. In case you yourself have faced Zaro interview or any other sales interview, you are most welcome to drop your comment about any questions if you have encountered them at the time of your interview. So let's get started. First and foremost question which is asked in any interview is tell me something about yourself. So be prepared with this simple yet very important question. So the questions could be based on your qualification and your past profile if you have experience. Also the questions would be based on sales pitch if you are appearing for any kind of sales job. So the first question will be tell me something about yourself. Talk about yourself and don't forget to mention about your achievements and strength in this section. Most of you might be knowing how you have to answer this question. So in case you would like to answer the same, you can drop your comment in the comment box. So leaving this question apart, I will come to another question which is always asked at Zaro education interview. Now, after tell me something about yourself, few questions which were asked to candidates are why do you want to join Zaro Education? While answering this question, remember to do a thorough research about the company and the profile you are applying for. Answers may vary because there is no right or wrong answer. The only thing which you have to keep in mind is you should have ample of good reasons to back up your answer that why you would like to join Zaro Education. For example, you can back up your answer with the strength you are possessing according to the requirement of the profile you are applying for. Most probably, if you are applying as the BDE or a BDA profile where sales is the foremost thing which you should know, your answer should be based accordingly, wherein you will highlight what traits, qualities, or skills are required for a sales person. Now, the question can be why do you want this job or why Zaro or why do you want to do sales? So, let me tell you answer how you could frame your answer for the third question. So, if the question is why do you want to do sales? You can start with I'm passionate towards sales and I want my job to be lively. Rather than sitting in front of computers, convincing people and talking to people is what I love. I love challenges and I love to convince people. This challenge make me active and skillful. So this is just a sample answer. You could frame your own answer. Now, the question could be what are your strengths? This is one question that you know you are going to get, so there is no excuse for being unprepared. And practice is the key to success. So you have to concentrate on discussing your main strength. You can list 3 or 4 proficiency, example, your ability to learn quickly, determination to succeed, positive attitude, your ability to relate to people and achieve a common goal. So you have to prepare your answers according to the requirement of the job. As you are applying for a sales job, you should definitely tell that you are a kind of person who can work under pressure and knows how to handle stress. This is the most frequently asked question if you belong to an engineering background. So, if you are an engineer, if you have done your BE, the question which you will encounter is being an engineer, why do you want to go into a non technical company or non technical profile? After that, the followed question could be, why did you pursue engineering if you have to come in sales? Be prepared with this question because most of the time this question will be asked to you. So, if you feel you have the perfect answer for this question, you can drop it down in the comment box. For an example, if I was asked this question that being an engineer, why do you want to get into non-technical company? I would have given them example about my internship wherein I did my internship in the firm where I dealt with people and convinced them to buy any product. I can always say that being an engineer is what I wanted to be. But on the other hand, I love to interact with people, and talking to people is what gives me immense pleasure. Hereby, I would like to pursue my career in non-technical field. Remember, no question or no answer is right or wrong. The way how confidently you answer any question is what matters to an employer. We all are aware that most of the sales job comes with stress. Yes, if you are joining any sales job, then stress and pressure is what you have to be ready to accept. Now, the question could be, how do you handle stress? Tips to answer how do you handle stress can be, you can give an example whenever you encountered such a situation. Here I will ask you to use STAR technique where you will talk about any example, situation, task, action and result. So be prepared with this kind of scenario and create your own example. Now talk about how you dealt with that particular scenario or stress. Now, you can always tell that the pressure motivates you. It is the thing which helps you keep on moving or doing your job. Then you can mention about your goals and result. You should avoid saying that you don't get stressed because it would be a lie. Everybody gets stressed. Just tell them the ways you handle your stress. Okay? Now comes one of the most important and one of the most trickiest question which makes student think. Most of the time student even don't think about this question because they feel like they don't possess any kind of weaknesses. So the question could be, what are your weaknesses? In other words, recruiter can ask you, tell me reasons I should not hire you for this particular position. So now an ideal candidate won't deny that they have real weaknesses because we all are human and we do have weaknesses. But the weaknesses you choose should not interfere with the duties of the job in the question. When you get your job responsibility, that time make sure that you don't use those words which comes in your job responsibilities as weaknesses. Rather than choose other words or other skills which doesn't interfere with the job you are applying for. So an ideal candidate won't lie about their weaknesses. Choose a real weakness and talk about the steps you are taking to address it. Rather, you can show that you are a kind of person who don't leave your weakness as your weakness, rather try to improve it. Remember, the interviewer cares less about what you answer and more about how you answer. So, what are your weaknesses? Question is designed to put you on the spot. So, don't panic, rather prepare. Now, again, a trickier question along this line could be, describe an example of a bad day and how you dealt with it. Be prepared with all these answers, prepare your own situation and try to add few of the examples wherein you handle those situations. Okay, so this question is about revealing your definition of what a bad day is for you or what a bad day looks like for you and how you dealt with stress. Now, how can you answer this question? You can always say that you don't dwell on the bad days. Every day is not same for everyone. But if something goes on wrong, you determine what you can learn from them and move on. Rather, you take it on a positive note. Okay? So you could add up anything what you feel is a bad day for you and then what do you learn from that particular day. Now, the question could be, how do you motivate yourself? Your hiring manager doesn't want to have to constantly be a source of inspiration. So they will help you when you need them. But they also need you to be as self motivated as possible. And you very well know that in sales job, every day you can't be able to make a sale. So there would be a day where you will not make any kind of sales. So how will you keep yourself motivated? Now, you can be brief and keep this answer simple. Many sales leaders have discussed that they like a person who has a lot of financial responsibility. So once answering a sales VP said he liked when a candidate said that my mortgage motivates me or my financial situation motivates me, because this kind of example can give the interviewer an impression that you are a kind of person who would like to do something with your life and would like to help your family by financially supporting them. And after all, companies like Baiju, Zaro, they are paying a good salary to the freshers. So this is what you should mention. You can always say that you are goal oriented, money motivated, self managed, self determined, and passionate about sales. So these are all good examples of how you can answer this question. A kind of question which is mostly asked to an experienced candidate is, what type of work environment do you like most to do your best work? So this is just to see and just to gauge how your previous employer was. This one is just as valuable for you selecting the right workplace as it is for the recruiter selecting the right candidate. So do your own due diligence on this one as well. Most of these students join these kind of companies because they are fascinated by the job salary or package these companies are offering. So in this kind of question, you can do your own research on the work environment in the place you are applying to work. Then before you answer, ask the interviewer about the work environment in their office. That way you can tailor your answer by pointing out what elements of their work environment will work for you specifically. Also, I would suggest you to go to Glassdoor and other Quora.com, Glassdoor. These are the places where you can get many reviews about these kind of companies, and then you can frame your answers accordingly. For an example, you can ask yourself, are you okay being in close quarters on the phone, teleselling, or do you want to be independent? Do you love sales? Do you love field sales job? So these are the questions which you can ask your own self and then frame your answers. Now the recruiter can ask you, what are you most proud of? This question could also be asked in simple words like, what are your achievements or accomplishment? But it could be asked the other way round like, what are you most proud of? So this question lets the interviewer know about your value, about your past experiences, about your achievements and accomplishments. So this is a golden opportunity to speak about your accomplishment. Practice answering this in a brief and meaningful way before the interview. So practice these questions so that you give an answer that is more meaningful. There are lots of questions which could be asked to any candidate. So I will make a series of the sales interview question. The last question for this video is, what is the first thing you would do when sales are down? So this is a very important question which could be asked to you. Now, how would you approach or how would you answer this question on a positive note? Rather than saying that you get depressed, you have to say that when sales are down, I stay highly focused and organized. I try to create a strategic outreach plan, and the plan is focused on consistency and target activity members. So you can add up by saying that if you have a kind of job wherein you have to make calls, you can say making 30 phone calls to past and high potential clients, sending 30 emails each day that are directly related to growing new and existing business opportunities, and start going after securing more meetings, appointments. So these are the positive answers which you can give at the time of your interview. So that's all for today's video. I will come with more such kind of questions and their answers in next video. Till then, if you have encountered any of these questions, please drop your comment in the comment box or make a video about the same, and please share with Fresh Learning Academy. I would be glad to share your experiences with the audience. After all, we all are here to create a learning environment and learn from each other. So, thank you so much for watching Fresh Learning Academy. Don't forget to like, share these meaningful questions and their answers so that everybody could get benefit out of these questions. Thank you so much.